Bad news for America's key Asian ally. North Korea's military modernization is accelerating at a pace that is raising fresh regional concerns. Is Kim Jong-un preparing for his next big leap as North Korea could reportedly outgun South Korea by 2028 or 2029? Are Russia, China, and North Korea forming a powerful new strategic axis that could reshape Asia's military balance? Is Seoul's long-held military advantage beginning to fade as Pyongyang rapidly expands its drone warfare capabilities? From drones and tactical missiles to nuclear weapons, North Korea is pressing ahead with one of its most ambitious military buildups. Is Kim Jong-un asymmetric war strategy taking shape as Russia provides battlefield experience, China supplies technology, and North Korea ramps up production? After closely studying the Russia-Ukraine war, is North Korea now preparing its forces for the battlefields of the future? Could tactical nuclear weapons eventually be deployed on drones as Pyeongchang's evolving military strategy raises new security concerns? North Korea could gain a significant military edge over South Korea by 2028 or 2029, according to a new assessment by the Solid Info think tank. The report said Pyeongchang's rapidly expanding military capabilities are being strengthened by its growing strategic ties with both Russia and China. According to the think tank, fast-growing domestic arms production combined with foreign technology transfers could fundamentally transform North Korea's military capabilities. North Korea is reportedly building a major advantage in drones, massed artillery, tactical missile systems, and electronic warfare capabilities for future conflicts. Pyongyang has reportedly incorporated key operational lessons from the Russia-Ukraine war into the frontline training of its armed forces. More than 12,000 North Korean troops have reportedly received training in drone reconnaissance, artillery fire correction, and electronic warfare techniques. Military planners say the Korean People's Army is adapting rapidly to modern battlefield conditions by integrating new technologies and combat doctrines. North Korea has significantly expanded dedicated drone production and testing infrastructure across multiple military and industrial facilities throughout the country. A major unmanned aerial vehicle complex now reportedly includes research institutes, assembly plants, and flight testing infrastructure to support future production. Satellite imagery reportedly shows newly constructed drone assembly buildings designed to sharply increase North Korea's unmanned aircraft manufacturing capacity. Pyongyang is preparing to mass-produce strike drones and loitering munitions as part of its long-term military modernization strategy. North Korea is also developing unmanned ground vehicles as part of an expanding next-generation warfare program focused on autonomous combat systems. The report says Pyongyang is exploring ways to integrate low-yield nuclear warheads onto unmanned combat platforms for future military operations. Analysts warn such capabilities could pose a growing challenge to South Korea's long-established military defenses and regional deterrence posture. Russia is reportedly providing North Korea with valuable battlefield experience, troop training, and operational expertise drawn from recent combat operations. China is widely believed to be supplying critical electronics, optical components, engines, and manufacturing equipment that support North Korea's defense industry. The report says Beijing's commercial supply chains are now playing an important role in supporting North Korea's expanding drone manufacturing sector. A new Russia-North Korea transport corridor could further strengthen long-term military logistics and improve the movement of equipment and supplies. Meanwhile, South Korea continues investing heavily in tanks and armored vehicles despite the growing threat posed by rapidly evolving drone warfare. Defense experts warn that even advanced armored platforms are becoming increasingly vulnerable on battlefields saturated with drones and precision-guided weapons. The report concludes that the regional military balance could shift significantly over the coming years if these current trends continue unchecked. On August 6th, North Korea reportedly launched a ballistic missile toward the East Sea, reigniting fresh tensions across the region. This launch marked North Korea's first confirmed ballistic missile test in over 40 days, breaking a lengthy pause in weapons testing. According to South Korea's military, the missile was fired from the Wonsan area on the country's eastern coastline. South Korea strongly condemned the launch, calling it a direct violation of existing United Nations Security Council resolutions. This latest test also came just ahead of planned joint military exercises between the United States and South Korea later this month. Japan formally lodged a diplomatic protest against North Korea through its embassy channels based in Beijing.
We believe the ballistic missile that was launched landed off the east coast of the Korean Peninsula. There is no indication of it landing within Japan's territory or our maritime exclusive economic zone. We have not currently received any reports of damage to aircraft or vessels navigating in the vicinity. North Korea's repeated actions, including multiple launches of ballistic and other weapons to date, threaten the peace and security of Japan, the region, and the international community. Furthermore, such launches of ballistic missiles violate the relevant United Nations Security Council resolutions and pose a serious issue to public safety. We have lodged a stern protest with North Korea regarding this most recent launch via diplomatic channels at our embassy in Beijing, strongly condemning this act.
Analysts believe this latest test may be directly linked to recent criticism surrounding Japan's own Tomahawk missile firing exercises. Interestingly, the missile test comes a day after Kim Jong-un's sister accused Japan of rapidly transforming itself into what she called a war state. This warning came directly after Japan's latest defense review specifically cited China, Russia, and North Korea as key security threats on August 5. Tokyo has responded by sharply increasing its military spending, signing new defense pacts and deploying additional missile systems. Japan's own defense minister has publicly called for a faster military buildup, describing the situation with a clear sense of urgency. Kim Yo-jong warned that Pyongyang would now prepare additional military options specifically in response to Japan's growing buildup. Tokyo also recently tested Tomahawk missiles of its own and joined US-led military drills held in the Philippines. Kim Yo-jong said, and I quote, "Japan, a war criminal state, is accelerating its transformation into a war state. Tokyo is moving to formulate the possession of the capability for preemptive attack. We will never remain a passive onlooker to the military evolution of Japan, which may pose a grave threat. If the descendants of militarism, who have inherited the genes of cunning and aggression, have seized deadly weapons in their hands, something unpleasant will happen." Unquote. The missile test came right as Japan marked exactly 81 years since the atomic bombing of Hiroshima during World War II. Prime Minister Sonai Takeichi attended this year's Hiroshima ceremony for the very first time since taking office as premier. Interestingly, in her speech, Takeichi notably avoided directly pledging to maintain Japan's long-standing 3 non-nuclear principles.
Japan steadfastly upholds the 3 non-nuclear principles and, as the only country to have suffered atomic bombings in war, bears the mission of tirelessly pursuing the realization of a world without nuclear weapons. The global security environment is currently becoming increasingly severe, as evidenced by the recent review conference of the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons. The path toward a world without nuclear weapons is by no means an easy one. However, precisely for that reason, we cannot afford to halt our efforts.
These carefully worded remarks sparked fresh questions over how Japan's defense and nuclear posture may be quietly evolving. Notably, Japan continues expanding its rearmament efforts amid China's ongoing military buildup and North Korea's repeated missile tests.
Upgrade your news experience with the all-new HT app. Download now.